Alright guys, what is up? This is your boy PHON the Don. Today is the day where I finally released my Haze build. So I'm going to try to make this quick because I don't want to make this a long vid. But I do just want to say thank you guys for 1,000 subs, man. It really means a lot to me. I didn't even think I'd ever hit 1,000 subscribers, and the fact that it did just blows my mind every day. So, if you guys want to subscribe, support me, go check out my Twitch. I do put it at the title on each of my videos. Yeah, just thank you guys so much for the support, and I love all of you guys. It really means a lot. Alright, so let's get straight into this build. So as you can see right here, this is pretty much the build right here. This is pretty much a decent build for what you would be building in a 20-minute game. Pretty much games last up to 20 to 25 minutes in high elo games. And yes, I'm talking about Phantom to Ascendant games, which my Smurf is. So I know my main is on Oracle 6 right now, but at the same time, I have a Smurf that is Ascendant to Phantom rank right now. I'm not really trying to say I'm a Phantom rank or anything like that, but at the same time, that's essentially where I'm getting my information from in high elo games. So this is the best Haze build that I've been using so far. Every person who's been playing Haze in the Haze Discord, Deadlock Community Discord and the Deadlock Official Server Discord has even said that their Haze win rate has dropped significantly to the point where it just feels unplayable. So this build that I've been playing since I've tested it has given me a 71% win rate on the day I've made this build. And it actually has made my Haze win rate stay above 65% on my Smurf account. Before it was at 70%, now it's at 65%. It's totally fine. Shit happens. Nerfs happen, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the build that you're pretty much going into is here. If you want to just get the build off right off the bat, it's PHON's Haze build, twitch.tv, PHON done. That's my Twitch. So pretty much the first things you want to buy here is Ammo Scavenger, Rapid Fire, and Sprint Boots. Ammo Scavenger gives you amount of the ammo that you need, and it gives you a lot of health. Rapid Fire gives you the fire rate, which got buffed. Before it was 9%, now it's 10%. Very good buff. And Sprint Boots, obviously you get 1 health regain, 4 weapon damage, and 2 sprint speed. Helps you be a lot mobile in the early game, and helps you also be very fast with getting your fixation stacks out. A lot of Haze's damage comes from her fixation. Anything else like weapon damage such as Wise just increase it by a little bit. Like I'm talking a little bit. Pretty much her damage only comes from fixation, so we're trying to just get the fixation out as fast as possible. I did remove basic mag just because I don't see a point in having it, so I am going to remove that out of the vid at the moment. But headshot booster is probably your best bet just because of how much the fire rate it gives you, the 40 bullet shield health, so it makes you a little bit more tanky, and it also deals the bonus weapon damage with headshots. Basic mag did do a little bit more damage, but at the same time it doesn't really benefit Haze because you don't really get the fire rate to give out the more fixation stacks, and you also don't have the 40 bullet shield health, which is very important. The basic mag to headshot booster damage comparison is like, I think it's only like 20 damage more. So like I said, it's not really that big of a significant thing. You rather have a tankier early game Haze so that way you don't get squished to death. So that's why headshot booster is there. And extra stamina, as mentioned, is a good component to have as it does give you more stats, such as 1 stamina, 16% stamina recovery, 6% fire rate, and 35 bonus health. So definitely a better option to go with the headshot booster. As mentioned though, you're just going to be rushing these 3, and then if you want you can actually go into Swift Striker and then go into headshot booster into extra stamina if you want. If you're really ahead, just go into these. So Swift Striker, very much 100% a rush buy here. As mentioned, you buy the first 3 and you rush Swift Striker. Swift Striker does give you a 5 negative bullet resist, so you do become a little bit squishy, but you do get increased ammo and a 22% fire rate. Again, pulling out more fixation stacks. Now, if you're in the neutral, such as not getting a lot of kills, and you're kind of like a little bit neutral right now, you don't have any kills, you don't have any deaths, but you're farming, you can just build into bullet resist shredder, bullet lifesteal, quicksilver reload, and then farm up to get burst fire. If you are winning by getting at least 2 or 3 kills, well, as soon as you bought Swift Striker, you should instantly go into burst fire. Burst Fire is super strong on Haze just because of how well it actually provides a movement slow, sliding distance, and fire rate with Swift Striker. It just makes it very, very, very strong. Now, as mentioned, if you get Burst Fire, at this point, I would rush Ricochet. But as mentioned, if you do have Burst Fire and you want to be able to farm, and let's say you didn't get these 4 here, then you kind of just want to get Burst Fire, go to Bullet Resist Shredder, Bullet Lifesteal, and Quicksilver Reload, just so you can actually start farming a lot more and actually doing damage and having sustain in team fights. Very good to do as soon as you get Burst Fire. And then you get Ricochet right off the bat after you get all these. Do not go into Hunter's Aura right off the bat. If you do go into Hunter's Aura now, you can still do damage in 1v1s. Actually, 1v1s will still be very winnable with just these 2. But at the same time, going into Ricochet right now is very important because Ricochet is probably her only damage item that she has at this moment. Pretty much the Ricochet is... It always was technically her best item that she could buy, but before we used to rush Lucky Shot because of the nerf that happened recently. We can't really do that anymore, so we kind of go into Ricochet into Lucky Shot. Back to the old stuff. So Ricochet into Lucky Shot actually still works. It does the damage that it needs to do. Technically, the reason because this is because now you're getting Ricochet targets, which is more bullets to actually dish out more of the Lucky Shot proc on Haze. So technically you get the same fixation stuff that you had before, but it's not as strong obviously with just Lucky Shot, because Lucky Shot would proc I think 3 or 4 Lucky Shot fixation procs, which is insane. But now that has changed, so because of that we run Ricochet into Lucky Shot to at least get 3 to 2 of the Lucky Shot fixation procs, which is fair in all honesty because Lucky Shot instantly rushing Lucky Shot made Haze way too strong. I won't lie about it, but it was her biggest power spike item just to rush at the point. Now you just rush Ricochet into Lucky Shot to actually get that damage out. Then you can go into Enduring Speed. You could actually go into Healing Booster first, Enduring Speed, and Slowing Bullets. You can skip out Combat Barrier. I only really get Combat Barrier if I'm getting targeted a lot in the early game, so that way I can have the bullet shields and be able to at least sustain a fight a little bit. It's very good of an item there to get. I know I should probably put these all in the optional category, but as I mentioned, I'm not trying to fill this up with stuff that currently wouldn't be an optional buy. Well, 100% of buy if you are facing a lot of stuff. These are more of like stuff that you would probably buy in whatever scenario that you're having. You could be versing the best freaking Lash in the world, buy Spirit Armor. Versing the best Pocket in the world, debuff reducer. Same with Infernus, debuff reducer. And if you want to be able to secure some kills, you have some stuff here if you're actually struggling with that. And I'll go into those in a second, but we're just trying to finish the main build so we can get this done quick. So now after you get Lucky Shot into Ricochet, I 100% go into Hunter's Aura. The item says it for itself. 1v1s as mentioned, Burst Fire with Hunter's Aura. Now I'm gonna be honest, Lucky Shot, Ricochet, Lucky Shot, and Burst Fire into Hunter's Aura at the moment is an easy 1v1. Like, you will never lose. As mentioned, the item speaks for itself. Reduces enemies' bullet resist and fire rate. If there is only one enemy hero nearby, the effect is tripled. So you pretty much will instantly kill this person every time in a 1v1. I've never lost a 1v1 as soon as I buy Hunter's Aura. If you ever see Return Fire on, please get Escalating Resilience. This is the one item that will make you not die. This one item will help you not die from Return Fire and will make sure that you do not get insta-killed as well if you just keep fighting. It's a very good item. I highly recommend buying this. Actually, I usually used to buy it a lot, but if I'm fed as fuck on, there's no reason to buy it, obviously. But obviously, if it's in a neutral game where people are targeting you, high elo games, Escalating Resilience is 100% needed. Obviously, getting a knockdown, I have this on actually the main build because knockdown is a buy and we're all advertising it. Please buy it. Improved reach is very good for the Ricochet, Lucky Shot radius, and Hunter's Aura radius, and also for your ult. Also for the spirit damage on your fixation, and it pretty much gives you improved reach on all the best items that you have and your abilities as well. That's why we run improved reach here. This is honestly subjective. Sometimes I really don't run it most of the time, but if it comes down to the point where I'm relying on my ult and I'm relying on making sure that my lucky shot and my hunter's aura actually affects pops a little bit farther, I kind of need it. So that is the pretty much the gist build in 20 minutes in a game. So if you were in a 20-minute game, this is pretty much what it will look like. You also get fortitude as well. Pretty much gives you a crap ton of health, 400 plus health, and you pretty much, after not taking damage for 10 seconds, you gain 4% max health regain. And if you are above 75% health, you get weapon damage and move speed. It's just an amazing item to get fortitude. I think it's actually way better than a lot of items at the moment. But yeah, fortitude, very good at an item for pretty much to replace extra health regain and anything that you need to get more health back to stay in a fight longer. Now, that's the main build. If the game goes longer than 25 to whatever minutes in a game, I highly recommend getting Vampiric Burst and Siphon Bullets. These will pretty much make you unkillable, and Siphon Bullets will pretty much melt anybody. I know people have stopped using Siphon Bullets, but I'm bringing it back. Siphon Bullets is so strong, and the silencer bit. As mentioned, silencer, very good buy. By the way, it's a very good buy. If you don't get silencer, I feel like you're kind of throwing nowadays. Since Haze can't really melt that quick, it's better to just help your team in a lot of fights. Like, sure, you can't really be a hyper carry anymore, but at the same time, you can be able to at least stop their abilities from happening in a team fight and just win most of your team fights because you just pop silencer. And with Ricochet, it pretty much makes sure that you win that fight with your team. So that is essentially why we run Silencer. If you want, you could also still run Unstoppable with Silencer. It's very broken still. I don't disagree on that. If it goes past the 30-minute mark or past the 40-minute mark. Vampiric Burst and Siphon Bullets work really well together. And then you can go into Crippling Headshot by selling Rapid Fire here. Very good if you wanted to do that. And obviously Curse is a very good replacement for Knockdown if you have bought it, because Curse just works on everything instead of just not stunning them for 0.9 seconds. So that's about it for the main build. So now we're just going to go quickly into the optionals here. So lane phase optional, pretty much you buy the first 3 if you're being bullied and play safe. Pretty much extra regain, restorative shot, and monster rounds helps you farm and helps you stay alive a lot longer while you're getting poked. These are very good items to help. You could just get healing right sometimes too, and if you really want, you can get extra health. It's really not needed to get extra health, that's why it's on the last bit here, but extra health is pretty good as an item as well. Early game optionals, as mentioned, if you're dealing with a very hyperactive Dynamo, Bullet Armor is very fun for you early game, and then Spirit Armor is very good for against Lash, Yamato, stuff like that. Debuff Reducer, pretty much against Pocket, Furnace, stuff like that. Fleeting Foot, again, this is really just here for the melee canceling if you really want to use that, or if you're really into a movement person. I do buy this sometimes, but not all the time. Definitely a good thing, and it's a very good thing if you just want to run down a team. Kinetic Dash used to be really good. At the moment, it's not. It's kind of getting outshined by a lot of the other items, so it's not really that good. And other items, you pretty much just go in for the kill. Withering Whip pretty much applies a fire rate slow and reduces their bullet resist, and it gives 50 spirit damage. Decay pretty much can stop a freaking Abrams Shiv, everybody, and you could just win a fight most of the time. And Slowing Hex pretty much is slowing bullets, but just a lot better, and it pretty much completely silences their movement-based items and abilities. So, very good item here. Toxic Bullets, again, pretty much against the same thing with Decay. Pretty much run Decay with Toxic Bullets, you'll win most of the time. The Warp Stone thing is pretty much just because of the ults. You can just Warp Stone all around the place with your fucking ult now. Pretty cool. You can run it if you want. Sometimes that's mostly for ganking. If you want to be like a little Rengar in this game, you can pretty much run Rope Stone. Debuff Removers, same thing with this, just for those type of characters that do a lot of negative status effects on you. And then obviously these are very good to make you tanky. Superior Stamina is very good to go around the map a lot. Very good replacement for a Kinetic Dash if you really don't want it, and it also gives you a lot of good stats as well. Divine Kevlar, if you're playing for your ult, this is a very good thing to make sure you're very tanky while ulting. I love Divine Kevlar sometimes, but it really is a very good item. I highly recommend looking into this one if you guys are playing for your ult a lot. An inhibitor is same thing as well. You apply pretty much, your bullets apply movement slow and reduce their target's outgoing damage on hit. This item is very underrated, and only some Haze players buy this depending on what is happening. If you are not fed as fuck, but you really just want to be helpful for the team, buy inhibitor. This is your one item you need to buy. So yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much the build here. As mentioned, if you want to be able to use this build, it's here. After making this build, ever since the patch happened, my win rate was 71%, so I won 3 out of 4 games out of my ranked games ever since I got this build up. I'm not lying. Here's the proof on picture. And I also am averaging a 66% win rate on my Smurf account since using my builds in general. So that's where my 70% win rate came from, was obviously from my Smurf, because I did practice it all on there just to see what the testing was. And yeah, that is the end of the vid, guys. I will be posting more ranked games just to show off the build a little bit more. Hope you guys enjoy this vid, and as mentioned, I do hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you guys for 1,000 subs again, and I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.
They just tryna knock me out my pivot. I can't really let these niggas near it. All these niggas tryna take my spirit. They see what I got and they can stand it. Take what I want cause I'm a bitch.